I did my service learning project on my advanced creative writing class. Um, we went through memoir and fiction. What I learned from reading and responding to the writing of my classmates and my own writing, and from getting feedback from them, is that you can't hold back. You have to ask questions and you have to give feedback as how you read it. You can't be like, oh, well, it was good. I believe that harsh criticism is a form of praise because you see the idea, you see the form, and you see where they're trying to go through or where they're trying to go. But if you don't give them that, if you just tell them, oh, it was good, there's no way that the writer will go anywhere or will advance with this writing because they're not getting the proper feedback that should be giving. You know, you're criticizing someone's work, but it's okay to be cruel. It's okay to tell them, maybe it's not working. It's okay to give them ideas. That's what they want. And of course, when I was doing it, when I would read and I would critique and I would tell my classmates what I thought about their story, I would tell them where I thought it missed something or where it was lacking, and it would be the same. I would get the same thing back. At the beginning of the class, we would hold back a lot. We were nervous. We were not really sure how to criticize our work just because we didn't want to step on each other or break anybody's ego. Of course, some were better than others. We had a classmate who was very poetic in his form of writing, and it was very beautiful. Um, we read for class. We read um, The Grading of Creative Writing Essays by Marlene H. Muslemi. Um, Pretty much what that had was projects or attempts to see whether you could properly grade creative writing, and most of it failed. I don't think there's a way or form to give a grade or a proper grade to a form of art. Every individual is expressing itself differently, whether it's horror, romance, poetically, tragically. We all see the world in a different way. We all, even though we see it in a different way, we have that view and that understanding of that there's more than meets the eye. I think when I started this class, it was very difficult for me. I'm not a writer. Writing itself is nerve-wracking because it creates, or you create this world, and sometimes you get lost in your own world. And, you know, when you grow an ego and the way that people criticize you hurts at times. But I think that if we get proper and good feedback and we criticize our work, of course, with without being hurtful, but very being blunt and honest and with a professional manner, I believe that the way that we get to critique creative writing, um, and not grading it. Because that's how I feel about how our class went. It was us growing as individuals, growing in our way of writing and expressing ourselves. So you can't put a grade to that because each individual grows differently. Each individual expresses themselves or writes at a slower pace or a faster pace. It doesn't matter. I just think that if the person grows throughout the whole semester and you see the beginning of their writing and the last form of their writing, and you see that change, you see that how they were able to develop themselves and express themselves. I think that's what matters in the end for creative writing. I think that's the main purpose. That, you know, like there's no rubric to creative writing, but feedback is important. As long as you give an honest feedback, I believe that's how the person's gonna grow with their writing. And I think that's what you're supposed to get out of the class. And that's pretty much what I got out of the class, out of helping others and getting criticized and being able to critique others' works, being able to develop. I think that's the main point of creative writing, to develop your mind, your brain, your emotions, your senses, and just be able to put it all together in one piece and make that art and be able to make others feel what you're trying to express.